Réunion diffusée, let's go. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Clubhouse, my friends? Gabriel Julié, your boy, with the Marketing Commandos Show. I hope that you are doing excellent. I hope that you are ready for a treat and ready to get to the next level with your online marketing. So, guys, today I really wanted to go deep into the email marketing secrets that you guys need to understand because I see a ton of people trying to implement the best tips with email marketing. First, they got to understand, is it a great thing to do still in 2022? And what direction should you guys take? And what are the mistakes that you should avoid? So today, the title of the show, if I can go and share my screen for you guys on YouTube, if you're on Clubhouse and you want to see what my presentation slides are, check out YouTube. The live feed video will show you exactly what I got for you. So here's the perfect process to build a money-making email list, guys, because there's a process. There's a process that if you follow, you will be able to have success on success on success. If you guys are excited about learning those things, make sure that you stay tuned because I got a step-by-step process waiting for you at the end of this show that you will be able to implement to get your email marketing strategy started for you. If you're excited about this, make sure to stay until the end though, because that's only at the end that I will deliver it. I want you to understand the whole process first. Let's go and get started. Well, actually, I've been at the bottom of the presentation. Maybe you had the time to see what I got, but hey, you gotta understand, guys, that this show takes a long time to prepare, and like sometimes technical difficulties happens, but the thing is you still gotta roll because that's live, and live you cannot permit yourself to make mistakes. So for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Gabriel Julié. I'm the CEO and founder of Julihey Media and Julihey Productions. We focus on bringing you as many customers as you can possibly handle for as long as you want to. That's our main area of focus. So guys, now that you know me and now that you understand what we're going to talk about, quick reminder, we're going to talk about the mistakes that you are maybe doing that are sabotaging your email marketing success. And some of you don't even know it. So that's why I want to talk about that today, because I don't want you guys to do those mistakes. So if you're excited, stay until the end. I repeat, stay until the end, because at the end, I will share with you a step-by-step process on how you guys can get started with your right email marketing strategy to blow up your business. Let's go. Guys, remember that we do this every single Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every single Friday. So make sure that you subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you're on Clubhouse. Make sure to put something in your calendar to check it out every Friday. So let's get started with the first part of today's episode, guys. The first part of today's episode is warning, don't even think about sending another email until you know this. There are a few things that you guys absolutely need to know if your goal is to succeed in business using online marketing, especially email marketing. And I'm going to share with you those things with you right now. So make sure you stay until the end, because I've got a few things that you gotta absolutely understand. And if you're not using them, you're wasting a ton of money and time, and you're not helping as many customers as you could possibly can. You gotta understand one thing. When first I discovered email marketing was really the thing that was extremely important in business. I don't exactly remember who told me this whenever I was learning marketing and all those things, but I remember somebody telling that, hey, email marketing can actually, for some companies and more companies than you think, are actually providing like more than 25%, sometimes 40% of their revenue, of their income. Only the email marketing side, only just having a great email list, nurturing it and all those things. And that's only at this point that I realized, man, I was very new to the whole business world, but I understood enough that 40% is a big chunk of money for the whole revenue, like the whole thing. You realize how big it is? Like, imagine, like, if you can do one thing that could make you earn 40% of your revenue of your business alone, if you can implement somebody that is as strong as that, what could it do for your business? Imagine it. Take a minute to imagine it. So guys, in order to get to that result though, I had to learn a few things, because that's great to understand, okay, this can be a huge opportunity for your business, but you got to make it a great opportunity first, because it's not like, okay, I got an email now, I'm the king of the world. That's not what's happening. You got to implement a few strategies and understand a few concepts first before going right into it. And those concepts are the following. The first one of them is that if you're not building your email list and you're not making it a priority, you are dead. Your business is dead. Why is that? One day, I was going on my Instagram, checking my DMs and all that. And I'm going to make the story short. Basically, I got hacked and I wasn't able to use Instagram to promote my business, to contact my customers. And that's only the time that I realized, man, when you do not have an email list, you do not have a way to directly contact those people, you are at the mercy of whatever the world has to throw at you. Hacker here and there, trying to hack your accounts to reset it or do whatever stuff they want to do with it. Facebook or Instagram shut it down. It happened the last few years. Ad costs going up. What's happening right now with Facebook ads? Those things are not in control of them. But an email list, contact informations, you are in 100% control, ability to send a promotion, send an email to somebody to make them buy your product. So make sure that you have that control. But to have this control, you need to focus on building your email list. We have KPIs on making money, revenue, like sales, maybe how many leads you got. One of the things that you need to have as a KPI, as a performance indicator, is really having the, hey, how many people did I put it on my list today? How many people joined my list? That's something that you should always be measuring. Why is that? Because think about it. People in your list, in average, I would say a good rule of thumb is per customer, per month, you should average $1. Meaning that you get a list with 100 people, you should make approximately around $100 a month using that list. If you have a list with 1 million people, you make an average 1 million per month in that list. And if you implement the strategy that I'm going to share with you in further down the road, you will be able to do much, much more, sometimes 10 times more like this. Depends on your business. But the thing is, you got to first have that focus. You got to understand, okay, I'm focusing on building my email list because that's a good chunk of my business. And that's extremely important. Second thing that you got to understand is that you got to make sure you create a relationship with your new subscribers to make them used to open your emails whenever you're sending to them. Why is that? Because, hey, guys, you got to understand this. A dead list, a dead email list, even with 100,000 people, or even a list with not any relationship built with the sender and the receivers, it equals to a dead list, which equals to having no list at all. Or at least what it's going to result in is a lot of spam, like spam labeling and things like that. And you don't want that. You don't want that. So what you got to do is that you got to, from the get-go, whenever people get into your list, whenever people enter your universe, you got to make sure you build a relationship with them and make them connect with you. That's the first thing you need to do whenever they enter your email list. Let's say, for example, you put it down like a freebie, a bait, on the squeeze page. You make an ebook and you make people register and send their email addresses and then their phone number and their name. They put it on there, and in exchange they get an ebook. You send the ebook through an email. Great, first step done. Now you gotta send another bunch of emails to build a relationship with that person. So then when you send them other emails, they will open them because they believe in you. They believe that you have a great solution to offer and that you're special compared to the tens and tens of emails they receive every day. You understand what is going on, guys? And if you think that's interesting, and if you think you really want to know, if you want to know how to create that series of email, how to build a relationship, I'm going to go deeper on that in the episode specifically made for this. So make sure you stay until the end, guys. Another thing that you got to understand is whenever you've built that relationship up and you have okay, people are in my email list, build a relationship with them. What should I do next? Okay, now, next step. You need to go aggressively on that list and touch them, send them an email daily. Yes, daily. Yeah, I'm letting that sink in because some of you are like, oh, but like this is too much. Like I'm going to annoy them. I'm going to have people unsubscribe. Yes. So what? You're going to have people that are going to unsubscribe. Those weren't your people anyway, in the first place. Second, you shouldn't be worrying about that because you're going to have your super fans that will stay on the list and those will buy from you again and again. And to make sure you are able to stay in top of mind, help them as much as you possibly can, you gotta be in their face 24/7. And that happened to me, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. I was like going on Instagram or Facebook, I don't remember, I think it's Instagram, and I got an ad from Frank Kern. Most of you guys know Frank Kern. He's like one of the godfathers of like today's modern advertising and marketing. And I clicked on the ad, put in my email to see, what's going on behind the scenes because I'm always curious seeing the processes of other people. Guys, I kid you not. I think in maybe 1 or 2 days, I got 8 emails, maybe 10. Why is that? Because in that situation, when I reverse engineer the process, understand that whenever I put it down my email address and it didn't finish to go through the funnel, that means that I've got an interest. And right now I've got that interest. Right now I need to have that solution. So the person that's sending the email needs to be on top of mind and stay like, oh, okay, he's hot. He wants something now. He wants this thing. So I got to make sure I hammer him with all the things I've got to make him do the step that he needs to take. And you can go like as aggressive as you can possibly can, even 10, like 8, 10 emails, no problem with that. If the person is at the right moment of their life, you should, and they are going to purchase something, you should go like 10x, 10 times on them, aggressively sending them as many emails as you possibly can. But the thing is, whenever you don't know, okay, where's the person at? Whenever you have them in a general broadcast sequence, that's the sequence that we call when you do the newsletter and you send an email to the general public, I would say, to pretty much all the people in your list. In that situation, what you got to do is that you got to make sure you touch them frequently, because if you do not touch them, send them email frequently, you may miss that window of time when, okay, you know that your dream customers, they will buy from you, but not now. They didn't buy from you 1 month ago, but maybe 1 or 2 months later, actually have a situation and make them realize I need to do this right now. And at this moment, and I know like everybody is going to have that sensation and understand, oh, I had that happen to me. You're going to have this moment like, okay, you just receive an email and for some reason it clicks. Like this email, you click on it, you open it, you check out what's in it. Because what's happening in your life, for some reasons, you click on the link and you purchase the thing. And that's exactly the same thing as going to happen with your customers. But in order to make sure you maximize that effect, you got to make sure you send them daily emails, daily broadcast sequence. That's extremely important. If you guys did like what I just shared, make sure to share the live stream, ping somebody into the room if you are in Clubhouse, and we're going to go right into the next step of today's episode. If you're excited, make sure that you stay on because guys, I've got something incredible for you until the end. At the end, sorry. Now, we're going to go into frequently asked questions about email marketing. And I got a bunch of good ones. Look at this. Question number 1 I see is that, hey, can I do email marketing without a website? That's a great question. Can you do that without a website? I would advise you to have a website or at least a sales funnel, if you know what I mean. But even like a brick and mortar business, I would say having a list is even more important than having a website, actually, because that's your customer base. That's the people you can touch every day and send them emails. You don't even need a website. You don't even need to have like a web page. If I had to pick between a website or a landing page and an email list, if I had to pick, ideally I want both of them, but if I had to pick, I would rather go with the email list because that will help me to stay in touch with my customers, while a website or landing page, you make them visit 1 time or 2, but that's a one-time thing. Maybe you get a conversion, but if you want to continually sell them something, you got to have them on the email list. That's extremely important. So I would pick the email list all day long. Now, question number 2. How email marketing will boost sales? How do you do that? Well, email marketing is really the thing, as I just talked about, that you can get a quick sale, like a quick making a sale with a landing page or website. The thing is, when buying cycle is ended. Like you're done. You sometimes people lose customers that way because like they buy one thing and then they never come back. Having an email list is a great way to make sure that people that showed interest in your product, that's bought from you at some point, when you have those information, those contact information, you're able to contact them again because they already showed some interest, and you're able to remind them, hey, I'm here, I got a solution for you. I know you are interested in a solution to those problems. I get that solution. And the more frequent you're about it, the higher the chances for them to come back and buy from you again. And that's extremely important. That's the difference between making a $10 sales and $1,000 over a lifetime with a customer. That's extremely important to have in place. Next question. What email marketing mistakes should be avoided? I would say I would pick 3 mistakes. Number 1 is not having an email list. That's like the biggest mistakes. People don't focus on that, and that's a big mistake. Second thing that should be avoided is that not sending enough emails. There should be like pounding emails every day, definitely, because people are going to have a moment in their life are going to be like, oh, I need a solution right now. And the email that you're sending daily has to come at that moment, but this moment is different for every customers. So number 2 is that you have to send daily emails. Number 3 is that first, when they enter your list, you got to make sure you build a relationship with them. And that's going to impact the conversion rates and the open rates of your emails. If you do not build a relationship with your customers, they'll be like, oh, just another annoying emails. Like you get those all the time. You open your email inbox and you're like you have 5 emails. You're like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, I don't give a shit, you know? But if you take some time from the get-go, whenever they enter your list, whenever they show interest, you build that relationship up, then it's a whole other different thing. And like whenever you receive an email from those person, they're going to be like, oh, you know, this one is different. I gotta open this one other compared to the other ones. Got it? If you're excited about what we're talking about, share the live stream. Talk to somebody that needs to hear those tips, guys. I take some time to gather that information and put it in a nice format so that you can use it. So make sure that you share somebody that, because we want to share the goal. We want to share the value to everybody. Quick sip of water, and we're back into the game, my brother. Let's go into the next section of today's episode, which are going to be 3 quick and easy ways to grow your email list. There are tons of ways you can use, and I got 3 that you guys can use today in order to start growing your email list, because I talked to you and I told you it's extremely important. Now, here are 3 ways that you can use in order to grow it today. Number 1, creating a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet for those who don't know? A lead magnet is something that's going to take the interest in somebody, something that they want, and in exchange of their informations, their emails, phone numbers, name, for example, you're going to give them that thing and you're going to send them via email. And that's the way you're going to get them on your list. So you got to understand something. One of the best ways to create a great lead magnet is actually to go and make your research. Okay, who is my dream customers? What do they want? And how can I deliver something that's interesting for them? Let's say you go on the internet and you take a look at, okay, you're into the weight loss industry, and you look at the solutions, and you figure out that a lot of people are asking questions and wondering and willing to get a solution on, you know, keto diet. Let's say keto diet, for example. And you're like, oh, interesting. What you're going to do is that you're going to create a resource on the keto diets to make sure that, hey, we fulfill that need. In the exchange of that, they will give their email addresses. And you got to make, maybe keto diet is like a bit like too wide of a thing. Maybe like you can share like, and then you can create an ebook like top 5 ways to lose weight with the keto diet. 5 reasons why, you know, things like that. Maybe you can make a little article, a little thing like this. But the thing is, you got to see what people do want. You got to understand who they are first. What do they want? And then you got to deliver it to them. Second thing that you can do, number 2, is to get on other people's stages. That's a great way to grow extremely fast. A list, social media, whatever it is, that's an extremely important thing. Collaborations are key. They really are. So getting on other people's stages, how do you do that? How do you collaborate with other creators without them feeling like he's just like leveraging my platform, but he doesn't really care about me? The thing is, and I always talk about this, you got to make sure you give them value and you build a meaningful relationship. Now I know that you may have heard something similar to what I just told you 100 and maybe 1,000 times, but you see it from a different angle. Let it pass through into your head. Because let me tell you something. Whenever you're able to build the relationship with somebody and they really see that you are different and that you truly care in helping them and sharing value to their audiences, or helping them to get to share more value to their audiences, when you're able to do that and they see this, all of a sudden you are different. Because somebody that has a stage, and I know this, people that have a podcast, for example, those guys get asked like 1,000 times a day to collaborate, but the thing is, like, people always like 99.9999% of the people that ask them something, well, they ask, but they don't give. The thing is, like I should give you something, like, even if you didn't do anything for me, that's not the way it goes. You gotta serve those people first, so they can be like, oh, interesting, thanks a lot. They appreciate that. And then they will be able to, help you out in return. But the thing is, you got to start with a give, a real give, by the way. So maybe you have somebody you want to go on that podcast, for example, and you're like, I see that, in my industry, for example, in marketing, I'm like, I see they could be doing something different. I see they could be doing something different with their marketing, with their email marketing strategy, because we're in the subject of it. Okay. Hey, man, you can do that. Giving them the free thing, no like stranger thoughts, no strings attached, and just giving them the thing for free. And one of the great things that you gotta use if you want to go on other people's podcasts is talk about things that their audience will benefit. Facilitate them the process of creating the podcast episode and show them, okay, why should I do it with you? Meaning that, let's say you go and you listen to somebody's podcast. Hey, like, Jessica, that's an extremely great episode, specifically like that you just talked about this with your audience. Now, one thing that you could have so added is this, and this thing is what you do. And actually, I'm an expert in that situation. Now, I know your audience will benefit from it. Now, I know it can be difficult for coming up with a title, with like subjects to talk about in an interview. So here are like a few subject interviews, like titles that I got it. Now, I also rated your podcast 5-star because, as you know it, we're in this business together. We know that having a great rating can really help out a lot of the fellow podcaster. Looking forward to hearing from you again. You can send something like this, and that's going to get like a ton of response, because let me tell you, nobody is doing things like that. Nobody's taking the time to listen to them, tell them, okay, that was great. Get at this, because that's going to help their audiences. And you could do that. And because people, whenever you do a podcast, you always have to like, okay, I gotta come up with a title that works, like what I'm going to talk about, because I don't really know the subject sometimes, because you're the experts. Okay, facilitate the task. Facilitate the task. Give them a title, give them a few bullets of what you guys can talk about, and facilitate the whole process for them. Like, make it a no-brainer for them to say, oh yes, like, I want to do that with you. Now, third thing that you can do in order to get leads to come to your email list. Create content that solves problems. That's one of the things that I'm doing right now. What's the problem? Man, I don't see how I can build my email list. I don't know how to grow it. Quick and easy ways to grow your email list, creating content that's solving a problem is the way for you to show that to your dream customers that this guy knows how to solve my problem, and I want to go further and check out what he's got. You got to ask them at the end to make sure that, hey, they go to the place they want if they want to learn more. But the thing is, you got to start by building value to questions they got. So one of the things that I would recommend you to do is actually do your homework before. And I always ask people to do their homework before to really understand what people are searching. What are my dream customers looking for? Maybe you can go on answerthepublic.com Amazon, things, or site, or simply Google or YouTube, and look at, okay, what are people searching for? Okay, meaning that they've got questions around that subject. And then you simply provide a solution to that subject in your industry. And that's how you're going to create content that solves problem. Now, a bonus tip that I got for you guys, because I always like to give you some bonuses, is that you got to remember, ultimately, you have to convert all that traffic you are getting to your email list. Ultimately, that's the goal. And if you do not do that, you're doing the whole thing in reverse. We don't really care about the number of followers, the number of likes or views we get. That's not like, that's vanity metrics. We don't really care about that. We care about building businesses that matters and that makes a difference. And in order to do that, you got to remember, it's always about growing the list, never about growing the vanity metrics. It's always about getting more customers into your list so you can contact them, you can sell them their products, and you can change their lives. That's always the ultimate goal. Remember, that should be your only goal. You guys like what I just shared with you? If so, stay tuned, because right now, coming up in a few seconds, I've got a process, step-by-step process that you guys can use in order to create a money machine email list. So if you're interested about this, make sure that you share somebody the room, the live show, because it's getting started right now. So let's make sure that you guys cover and have a step-by-step process, 9-step process on how you can create a list, get people in there, and build a relationship that we talked about in the beginning of the show, because it's extremely important. Let's get started. Let me share you my screen so you can see the steps. It will be easier for you guys. Let's go. Here's the perfect process to build a money-making email list. There are tons of things that I see people are not doing. They don't know where to start. They don't build a relationship with their customers. And if you want to create an email list that truly bring you a ton of revenue, you gotta feel and you gotta follow the step-by-step process I'm going to share with you right now. Coming up with number one. Number one is that you gotta create a lead magnet. So you start first and you look at, okay, what are people looking for on the internet? What are they searching for? What are the questions they got? And you're going to answer those questions with something that's interesting to them. Let's say you are, let's take another example. I took the email marketing. Let's say you are into dog training. Okay, you're into dog training. Look at it on the internet, and I don't know what people are looking for on the internet, but maybe it's like how to make sure your dog listens, you know, things like that. People are searching around the topic of how to make their dog listen so they don't have any troubles. Okay, understood. You can create a lead magnet like an ebook. It can be an ebook, it can be a checklist, it can be a quick video, whatever it is, whatever you feel most comfortable doing, but you gotta give them that value in exchange so they can give you their contact information. Then you go into step number 2, which is going to be step number 2. You build a landing page. Simple. You have your lead magnet now. You put it on the landing page so people can actually register and send them the email addresses. And you can send them back the resource that you just created. Step number 3. Once they gave your emails, they gave you their emails, you send them the lead magnet via email. Now that's an interesting twist that you got to understand, because let me tell you something. If you put, let's say you have your first page is your landing page, whenever you got, okay, this is what you're going to get. Here's the form that you can fill up in order to get that. The problem that some people oftentimes, and you can test it out, but what I often see is that if you put the lead magnets at the second page, like thank you page, like, hey, thank you for filling up your email addresses, here's the thing that you can download. The problem with that is that you're not getting the benefit from them going to their email addresses and actually checking out their emails that you send them. And that's a bit of a problem, because it's not going to get them used to build a relationship that we are looking for and getting them into the habit of opening your emails. And that's extremely important. So what I would recommend you guys to do is like say like, hey, the email is on its way, like the free resource that you just asked is on its way, check your inbox right now. It's going to get into it. So you send them an email with the deliverable that you got. Now, next step, that's also extremely important. Number 4, you gotta send them another email welcoming them into your world with an open loop. So now we're going into a specific sequence that's extremely interesting. Stay tuned, guys, because right now that's going to be the thing that's going to make the difference between a list that makes a bit of money, and a list that makes 10 times that kind of money. Are you excited about this? So you got to make sure that you listen on from this point very carefully, because that's going to be the difference between a list that makes 1x the money and a list that makes 10x the money. Really listen to this. So you send your deliverable email. You send them, okay, here is your free resource. Here is your free dog training course. Okay. With that, you send a second email directly at the same time. And that email is going to welcome them into your world. So what you're going to do is that you're going to introduce them to you, your story, and what happens. Hey, like how did you end up in that dog training thing in the first place? So you can create a connection. So you can actually create a relationship that we're talking about. So that's the first email. The first email, the goal is to welcome them into your world and open the loop, which means that you send an email and you basically make them understand that, hey, I'm going to send you a further email, and then you got to check them out. And to make sure they are curious and they remember to check it out, you got to open the loop and not be closing it. That's like whenever you watch like series like Walking Dead, like Game of Thrones, Hunger Games, all those like series. One of the ways they hook you to watch the next episode is like they leave you with a huge cliffhanger, and you're like, oh, I want to watch the next thing. But you gotta wait for the next episode. Do the same thing with your emails. Open the loop. That thing is happening. You gotta check out the rest. The second email tomorrow to get the answer. So on day 1, you do that. You send them the 2 emails. Email number 1, welcoming them to your world, with an open loop. Plus, before that, you send them the deliverable that you promised them. Second day number 2. So you open the loop. Now, you're going to send the second email on 1 day later. This email is going to be about high drama story that got you into your new opportunity. So whatever you're doing, whenever you started out, you started what you're doing for a reason. You had that epiphany, that story that happened to you, that emotional change that happened. And the thing is, people connect with you, not when you say, oh, here are my features, my logical things that my product can do for you. They do not connect with that. They connect with the emotions that you felt at the moment you found out this was the thing that you were needing, or that they are needing. Really understand that concept. That's going to increase your sales a ton. You got to share with them and make them feel the emotion that you felt whenever you discovered that thing. So in that situation, in email number 2, we're going to share a high drama story that got you into your new opportunity. Let's stay into the dog training example. Okay. Before, you just you had a dog and everything was going good until one day, your dog went crazy and actually bite an old lady. And you didn't know what to do. You were like, oh shit, all these things happen, and all of a sudden you get a lawsuit, and that you have I don't know, what's the price of a lawsuit, but a ton of money to pay off. Plus having that conscious thing about, hey, my dog, my puppy beaten that old lady. Yeah. High drama. You show them, okay, and actually that's why I went into dog training, because I don't want things like this to happen again. Remember, keep an open loop to make sure they open the next email. Then what you're going to do is that next day you're going to send them another email, and that email is going to be on day 3. You're going to share the feeling of discovery of your new opportunity. So let's stay into our little storyline. So your dog, he attacked the old lady. Hi, drama. And then what happens? You really went and felt discouraged because your dog did all those things, and you're a good person. You thought your dog was a great a great dog as well, but that thing happened, and you really felt discouraged until you found that when you went, I don't know, at the bookstore, you found the book on dog training, and you read the things, and at this moment you realize all the things that you've been doing wrong all this time that led to this event. And it was a life-changing event because from there, I wasn't like scared of taking my dog out and like having other people around because I knew that my dog was going to behave well because I learned those things about dog training. So now you see what I'm sharing? I'm sharing the epiphany, the emotional discovery. Like I discovered those things and that changed my life. I share the epiphany, the thing that made me go into my new opportunity. Now I say new opportunity because now I'm doing this really fast, but ideally the thing that you should discover is not something that's better, like not a better dog training course, but like something totally different, because that catches the attention of people way more, something that's totally different than they ever heard. It's better to have a new opportunity than like an improvement offer. That's what I'm saying. Then let's go back to our email sequence. Day 4. The email you're going to send them is other unexpected benefits that your offer gave you. So okay, you share that. Okay, like, and by the way, all the emails that we are sending, they're going back, and the goal is to send them to another product of your product line. So let's say they got your free, like like in that case, we're talking about a free bait, a lead magnet, but it also works if they bought another product of yours and you can put a different sequence related to that product, and that can put them into, okay, how you did discover that solution and all that, you create that relationship, and then you send them to another product of your product line. That's the way it goes, and that's extremely important to you. So day 4, we're going to send other unexpected benefits that your offer gave you. So I talked about the dog training. Okay, now I can go out with my dog with full certainty, and I'm really happy with it. Other things that also happened is that I felt more confident. All of a sudden, I felt really like a better person. I didn't have that mental pain all the time to think about, oh, like maybe bad things can happen. So I was actually freer and more able to relax. You share all the unexpected benefits that other people, maybe some people may be like, oh, like I really relate to the first one, but maybe some didn't that much. So you share all the unexpected benefits that your epiphany gave you, so people can connect with it and be like, oh, I got that thing too. And that's you, so that you can share, okay, my product is a solution to that, and that you can put them through the funnel. Next one, next email, and the last email we're going to send them on that sequence, day 5, is that you're going to add scarcity and urgency to an offer. So like on pretty much all the emails that you send, maybe not day 1, you can send on day 1, but generally from day 2 to 5, you're going to be like, okay, this is a story, this is the subject of the email, and then at the end you attach it to a product. This is a product I'm talking to you about that changed my life. You gotta buy it. And day 5, you gotta put some urgency and scarcity, because now we got all the people that related to your story, that whenever you shared your epiphany, the iDrama story, and the other unexpected benefits that bought from you, technically. Now, some buyers really are really stimulated by FOMO, the fear of missing out. And that's what you're going to touch on whenever you go on day 5, because day 5 is going to add that scarcity and urgency. So you got to find a genuine way, by the way, make it ethical. Don't find like a crappy way to do it, like an unethical way. We are ethical marketers and business owners, remember. And you're going to find a way to add a genuine urgency so that they have to, buy it now. They have to, okay, I made this course available for you, and because you're welcomed into my new community, I want to give it to you at a discount. But this discount is not going to last forever because we have limited quantities. Find a genuine way so you can add urgency and scarcity to this so they can take action. So that's your 5-day sequence to build a relationship with your customers. Do you guys like this? And that's not the end, by the way. That's not the end. There is the 9th step. That's extremely important that you got to do after this. And the 9th step is the following. You got to go and you put them in a broadcast sequence. For those who don't know, broadcast sequence is a sequence, general sequence, whenever you send daily emails, a newsletter, if you prefer. And what you're going to do in that daily broadcast sequence is going to send them like other emails, because now either they bought your offer, or in that situation as we talked about, they got the free dog training course, and then they got that sequence of emails, okay, promoting your webinar, your masterclass, dog training, about dog training. Okay. Then from there, you put them into a general sequence. So meaning that you're not promoting a single offer. Now you're putting them into a general sequence. So about like you can promote and talk about daily about other things, cool things that you are discovering, and there are other like multiple ways to share with your customers. Okay, what are the daily things that you can talk about? But generally, you want to inform them, share them some value. Maybe, hey, check out this video that I did with a client. Check out this new testimonial. Like you can do that. Some kind of an informational, a checklist, something that's helpful for them, and share that. Other thing that you can do is actually share some kind of an epiphany story, like something that we did similar to in freaking day 2 or 3. Can do something like that, an email similar to this, but about a different story, of course. Something that happened to you. Hey, the other day I was training that dog's family, and like I really want to share that cool story with you guys, because I cannot tell you like how they were like so happy that their dog were like now all of a sudden extremely like listening to what they wanted to do. They can actually take him to the park with other people, and they can actually take him in the car and all things like that. And if you guys want to know how to make your dog listen to you and make it like so it's not like all crazy when you go into trips, and you can take him with you on your trips, on the next trip that you're going to do, check out this thing so you can actually get it for you. You see what I mean? So you're creating a story, and you are creating that emotion, epiphany connection with those people. Remember, it's all about the emotion. And then what you can do, so we got like value-based, we've got story-based. You can have something that's pretty much, hey, that thing happened to me. And you got other kinds of emails that you can send, but basically the key is to always be sending emails daily. So find different angles to attack. And some people will be like, I gotta write like an email a day. Hey, by the way, it doesn't have to be like 5 pages long. It can be like some emails are like 2 lines, 5 lines, and they work incredible. But you gotta make sure that you touch them on a daily basis with whatever offer you got going on. And some people, I know a guy that he only had one product, and he still sends email every day with different angles, different stories, different way to attack it. But the thing is, he's sending daily emails, always talking about different things, but always the key is to always attach those emails, daily emails you send to your offer. That's the key. If you do not do that, well, you're just like sending emails like without providing value. Because remember, you can provide value, you can do things, but the key is that your customers, ultimately, the best way for you to provide value to them is to make them buy from you. Because there is that thing with the commitment of somebody. Even if they listen to your video and things like that, they may implement a portion of it. But there is that psychological thing of investing money, investing your time into a course or something that's way superior to them just watching a video or listening to a checklist of doing something like that. If you want to profoundly impact them, you got to make them buy from you. By the way, guys, if you want a way to apply those emails step by step, I create a weekly action plan that's specifically made and based on the framework we talked about today. Why is it weekly though? Because in the next week, it's going to last until the next week. Next week, I'm going to talk about another framework, and it's going to be gone. So if you want to make sure that you apply your email sequences and you start to build that relationship with those people, so ultimately you can then buy from you again and again and again and again, check out this link, gabrieljulé.com/action plan, gabrieljulé.com/action plan to get your free action plan so you can implement the strategy I talked to you right now in details, step by step. If you guys like this, if you did like this, make sure that you share the episode with somebody that's interested in learning marketing tips. Like, hey, let me tell you something. I went daily with this show in the past, but I didn't have the time, the occasion to go so deep into what I'm sharing. Right now, I got the format figured out and get more time to share some value with you guys. And that's extreme. Like, I feel the difference, and that's extremely good. Now, guys, we're going to do a recap about what happened today and what we can take out from today's episode. Number one thing that we can take, the money is in the list. If you do not focus, if your number one KPI isn't to build a list on a daily basis, you're fucked, to be honest. You're fucked. Because whenever you're going to be hacked on Facebook, whenever something is going to happen to your ad account, or ad costs are going to go up. You're not going to have an efficient way to market to your business, to your people. So always make sure that all the traffic you get gets into your email list. Build your list. Now, the money is in the list. Second thing I will take from today's episode. You got to get your email subscribers used to open your emails by building a relationship. So I talked about that process. You got to send them whenever they get into your sequence. You send them a few emails, building a relationship and getting them used to see that, okay, I'm opening those emails because they are different, they matters, they bring a ton of value compared to the rest of my inbox. So from the get-go, whenever they enter your email sequence, you got to have a sequence specifically made to go and build a relationship with them before putting them into your broadcast sequence. Third thing that we can take from today's episode. You create connections with emotions, not features. People do not connect with, here's what this thing does. They do not connect with this. They connect with the emotional impact, the change that it made in their lives. Especially on the internet, whenever you are trying to sell something. I see, let's go on Amazon. You're going to see people like let's say like this thing. Like this thing is in metal, it's in metal, it's like this centimeters tall. Like, who cares about that? It's going to keep your drink. It's going to keep your drink warm so you can actually enjoy whenever you're freezing out your ass outside. That thing is going to still be out and you're going to be able to enjoy your time out there. It has 1 liter capacity, so you can take a bunch of things, a bunch of hot water in there, so you can make sure that whenever you are thirsty and you are in that need of having a great like sip of water, of hot water, of tea, you can get it on the go. You see how that's much more interesting? Go with those angles, go with the benefits, go with the emotions. What happens to the thing? Like what benefits it shares with them, not the features. People don't buy features, they buy benefits and the impact it is going to have in their lives. So guys, that's it for today's episode. Make sure that you share the live stream, and before you go, check out the Commandos weekly action plan. It's not daily. Erase that from your mind. Weekly action plan. I'm going to share that in this week, guys. In this week, the action plan is going to be how to build a relationship, how to build that email sequence with your subscribers so you can start having a ton of profits and 10xing the amount of profits that you are making in your list. So go to gabrieljulié.com/action plan to benefit from it. Guys, that's it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed, and I see you guys next